While I was busy urinating, the dog came. I thought it was a bear. I ran into there with my trousers. The trousers fall down. What's happening? There's a bear. No, man, it's Udi. That's our dog. I did 29 shows in a month. But sometimes I'll do 2 shows, like going to do shows at the colleges for students. My phone rang. Tata Mahlasela. Hey, Tata wants to see you. It's like, who's Tata?
I don't know Tata.
Yeah, who's Tata? No, Tata Mandela, Madiba.
King David Studio Podcast.
I know I have big stars here, but today I have someone who literally grew up in my neighborhood, but we've never met. We've just met today. This is just an incredible one for me. Whenever I get this is some of the names that I throw out there. I always throw out Rebani, of course. I always throw out names like Bradon Laka. And I never forget to say, hey, same kasi as Vusi Mahlasela. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, my brother. How are you?
I'm well. I see you busy.
That's a very good problem.
You'd rather be busy.
Yeah, I'd rather be busy because of just maybe 2-3 years Korotwang. It was painful, man.
Ooh, and for musicians,
everybody,
true.
Yeah, it was quite a lot of a question mark. I think it was more like, we're now going to a sinking sand.
Unless we say the PPE.
Yeah. I know. Bale bona bajile, and then but mudimu ga se motswetse.
Next.
No.
Yeah.
Mudimu ga se motswetse, and then it's like honey, you know, when the flies, they go to the honey, and then they get the sweetness. Mar ha di tlo emola. Di tanse.
Oh yeah, they're stuck.
They're stuck.
Yes.
So those who are doing crime was stealing.
Yeah.
Because of because they get addicted to debt, to money and everything.
Yeah. Easy money.
And then they'll get stuck somewhere. They'll be caught.
That's so
in
true.
Another way.
Yeah. So not everybody made it, really.
Yeah. That's why I get a mudimuga sumutswezi, because everything high.
That's so true.
Yeah.
How did you experience that time? Where did you decide to lock yourself down?
Well, I was of course at home in Mamelodi Gardens.
Yeah.
But that time I had some health challenges.
Okay.
And I think from that time, the guy called Lance McCormick phoned to say, look, man, they're recording just a tribute song, Hugh Masekela, Baraking Ratangi Ramaphosa. Tumamina, yeah.
Yes.
We're recording Tumamina with quite a lot of different artists. Zwai, Bala, Me Barakemang, Abigail Kubeka.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then there were other cream as well. And then with this guy were Baraking, that group. But anyway,
yeah,
there was quite a lot of different that artists. Kileko Ketamaga wheelchair. I was looking very frail.
Oh no.
And I was like, Lance, why do you bring me here? And then when I'm looking like this. And it's not in that room, Corn Hill, because it was recorded there.
Okay.
And now the engineer, it was Richard Michel, who recorded Sidang Mabel.
Wow.
Album. So when I came in there, I could read some transformation from people's face.
Okay.
When they look at me, because I was looking very frail and all dead, and and I was looking like I was 85 years old.
Jeez.
And I know, and I saw them, and then some, what the one that did just heck, the tears were like, but they're trying to hide,
Sure. Because they're thinking, brah.
Yeah, so it's like, there's going to be a goodbye very soon. And yet there has been people announcing that I've already passed on.
Ebana.
So we recorded the song Liwala Freshly Ground.
The lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then, we finished, and then from there, they took pictures and all that. And then they started
Posting.
posting. I was like, please, you can't put pictures like that of mine that way. Please remove those pictures.
Jeez.
So they did. And it was very emotional, man.
Yeah.
And that time, sort of like, there's this man who loved my music very much. The owner, the boss of Nando's. He likes my music very much, especially the song Say Africa.
Yeah.
So he sort of like really bought a part of the Cornhill there, and then he built a studio. It's called Flame Studio. So during the time of the pandemic, so it was newly fresh and new. And he said, no, when you come and relieve stress there, if you have songs, I'm giving you the studio for free.
Come and make music.
Yeah, come and make music and record and all that.
What?
And I said, okay, thanks. And I went to the Cornhill. So every day I was recording. It started just with me and the acoustic guitar, just the accent of Vusi Mahlasela.
Yes.
And the engineer was Joe Arthur, the 2 Grammy Awards winner.
Jeez.
So he was the engineer, and then he's the one who's a co-producer of the album as well.
The one that's coming now.
Umoya, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's how that album started, So it was supposed to be solo songs, just me and the guitar. But the songs directed themselves where they want to go.
Where did they go?
What I liked, because it was through the spirits. That is why it's called Umoya. So it was that spirit of friendship and building relations, but also even giving other people work in some way. Yeah. So I invited some other muses, Faith Kekana, Stella Kumalo.
Yes, I see, yeah.
Yes, and the Barbara Pops, Mahomet. And so the song directed themselves where they wanted to go, but something was really happening spiritually, because of I will dream of something and send some lines. And I come to the studio. We've recorded something yesterday, and they told me, no, remove that. We don't want that.
What?
In that song, that line.
And this you were getting these messages.
And we have already recorded this. I'll come out and say to Joe Arthur, there is a challenge. He said, what, brother? I have dreamed that that thing that I've recorded there, that line, they don't want it. They say I must say this.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah. Okay, brother, let's do it. And then it said, I'll come again. They said, you're saying this a word like unkulunkulu. Oh, no, I'm tired of unkulunkulu. Remove.
What?
It was,
a spiritual journey.
Yes. And then they also taught me to bring a scoop.
Like a drum.
Studio. Yeah, the drums is sangomas. Lemafahla.
What?
Yeah, yes. I played that scoop phase, and then I recorded me dancing. The sangoma beat. The song is called Abangoma Baleliswe.
Whoa.
Who are the song? It is more about saying, we are no longer going to listen to any directive from outside this country.
Whoa. Oh, that's a big message.
Yeah. And umoya, umlayezo. Asisazolalela umthetho ovela ngaphandle.
Yes.
So it was calling to all the traditional leaders that now wake up, evoke the spirit, make people aware, must never listen to anybody outside now. We must stand by our own.
Sure.
So that's Abango Mabalelizwe. And yes, I recorded that. And then there's also another one which is called Universal Prayer.
Okay.
But that also prompted about that situation, COVID and all that. But it was more saying that we need salvation in some way.
Yeah.
But it was calling for international universal prayer.
Okay,
so that
all of us.
All of us.
Yeah.
So that we should defeat the devil which is now at play at present. Because we are now fighting something that we don't see.
And we don't really understand.
Yeah, and that's that caution. We are uzumoya. So it is more like a sinking sand right now. But we have to have faith no matter what the plague.
Yeah.
So that's what the song.
Wow.
And there's also another song called Education, but I'll come to that. What I wanted to pass here is that in some way, because of the history of that place, Cornhill, Constitutional Hill, you know the history, because it was also that the part of the prison, or Gandhi, Mandela, whatever, they also been there. So the music in some way was cleansing that place.
That place. You were bringing ancestors into the room.
Yes, and then there was like, in this place now, that is why we are directing you to do this, say this and everything. But with this spirit, we are cleansing. The sound that you are bringing here and everything, we are cares.
Yo, do you recognize that some people are brought to this world to bring us a message? Some people are brought to this world to help us find a message. Some people are brought to this world to help us heal from whatever challenges we're going through. Do you recognize that?
No, very much so.
This is your role.
Yeah, because of that's what they told me, that, what do we think that all the subject matters that you're writing about, sing about, where they come from. We gave you this so that you should able to teach, and then able to heal. But something which is very challenging in church is that you get accolades for lifetime achievement awards, the doctorate. I've got doctorate from the University of Natal, Rhodes University, TUT, University of Michigan.
Sure.
So, and the last doctorate,
Yeah. Tell me about that.
The ancestral one.
Aha.
Because I was running away because they wanted me to sort of like really proceed to be on that path and finish what they wanted me to be. It started when I was very young.
So you've always known this?
Yes, but I was kind of running away. But during that time when I was at school, and my mother knew, but for me, I didn't know. My mother knew because I had epilepsy.
Aha. Because I do know that and I'll say some cultures, because based on my ignorance, having epilepsy speaks to the connection to ancestors.
That's right. And it means that you've got a gift. When you are epileptic, that means that person there is a certain gift.
Yeah.
And then it's just that people don't realize that maternal epilepsy.
Yeah.
There's a certain gift that they must really bring it up. On my album Umoya, there's a line that I've put as a caption of the album that some lessons are learned late in life.
True. I guess this is one of them for you.
Yes. So I had epilepsy because kolong nokewa vampita mafavuga. And then my mother put a white bead, butlano, and the bead mo tlong la rukella le maniaka. And then she was always, quarreling with my grandmother about this. My grandmother was like, no, man, he's still very young. Why? Let me say, no, that person's got a call.
We can't
my
ignore
mother
it.
was a healer because she was very spiritual. She was very spiritual, and she knew. My grandmother said, no, man. This boy is still young. You cannot kusang botalo.
Yes.
My mother said, no, please. So there was always like fighting about me on that. And then one time I fell, was kolong, then Mantisa was hospital.
Yeah.
So I used to go hospital now and then.
Because of this problem.
Yeah.
Let's bleed better.
So some of the exams,
was it that bad?
Yeah. So here is something very interesting that happened when I was at the hospital. It was in Kalafo. I remember my doctor was Dr. Thompson. So normally on epilepsy, because of that disturbance of the electricity of the brain, and then on the feet you shake and foam and all that.
Yeah.
So there was a treatment, there was something that the test that they do normally for people of epilepsy.
Okay.
It's called ECG. EEG or ECG.
Yeah.
It's for brain scan.
True.
So that they put you into that machine.
Is it that machine where you lie and then you go inside?
You go inside.
It looks at different pictures of your brain, so to speak.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when I came out there, and then the X-ray, there was like the doctor was like, "What?" I had emptiness in the brain.
Wow. What does that mean?
Well, I didn't know what was happening because that time, and especially because Naguzala's apartheid, you wouldn't even dare to touch your file.
Yes. They keep it.
Yeah, if you go and then the sisters and nurses,
How doctor? It's just different time.
Yeah, and I wanted to know also what's happening sometimes, but I couldn't understand. And the doctor will come. I used to write my poetry. The notebook as well.
Yes.
Hardcover, yeah.
Yes.
I used to have that book, that notebook with a pencil. I will write, put the poems, everything, and all that.
When you were very young.
Yeah. And the doctor will come. Sometimes I'll be sleeping. And then that book is on the lock on top. And he reached for that book. There's something here. They called the sister, said, "Sister, he's sleeping. I'm borrowing this book. When he wakes up, tell him that I borrowed this, I'll bring it back." That's a Magayana for 2 days.
What did they find? What fascinated the doctor?
The message that I was writing, all that. Then it was like, this man has got emptiness in the brain, but he still can pen something like this and all that,
Jeez.
And then it ended up that he called professors, other doctors, because this was the first case they've come across.
What?
A person has got an emptiness in the brain,
Yes.
but he functions.
It didn't understand it.
Though the epileptic fits and all thing. And then they will come, they will surround my bed for 3 weeks. I was enjoying, these professors and all that surrounding my bed. Coming to see, yeah. Then they'll bring me some Simba chips. I'm a Simba chips. Sorry.
That's what they would bring.
Yeah, and stock sweets, and then they'll talk. Are you okay? Yeah, no.
Because they didn't understand.
Yeah, and then he will show them the book, and then like,
this is what he writes.
But there's emptiness. Then they ended up saying no, they need to operate me.
Yes.
Because this is the first case they've ever witnessed, they've come across.
Were still very epileptic, so to speak?
Yeah.
Did they need to fix anything? Because it looks like there was really nothing to fix.
I was given just a lot of tablets. I remember that I used to do like 36. I used to count them, 36 of them.
What?
Phenobab, and yeah.
You still remember some of their names?
Yeah, Tanzika comedy Pelicity.
And Ontwana.
And then they opted or no, I should go for operation. But because I'm a minor, I cannot sign for myself. Then they said my mother must come and sign.
Yeah.
And the Emma figure, sister mother no chance operation. Operation for what? Oh, muto operation. Sister, no, let me show you something. I'm monster X-ray. They found this unale emptiness come. Mama, I don't know. Muto ke mo file botlalo motho. Peter. Akere ba Peter la ba sala ba ofela moruru hodile ba nong.
Oh, e ka mo gara.
Let's say, yeah, it's
yeah.
You know, it's inside, so it cannot sit. So the hair has grown. You know. Sister,
And what is Peter doing then?
I don't know. Let me call the doctor. Dr. Thompson. Hey, the mother says this is Dr. Thompson. What? No. Shave him. Bald.
Let's see.
And then
They found it.
Yeah, Dr. Thompson, what? I don't know, shave him bald. Tomorrow you must go back to the scan, to the ECG scan. They shaved me bald. The next day, tomorrow, I went for the scan. When I came out, that emptiness in the brain was gone. I was normal.
So that bead was causing that emptiness you speak of.
I got a X-ray.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's here in Tuela. Yeah, pitaela kam khweleng ka teng.
Enlarged it.
Yeah, ira a hole. Like sort of like white, you know. It was like a white hole. But it was those beads.
Yes.
Because of the spirituality signal and so on, my mother had to put me that bead because Mama Light don't know, put the white bead.
What was the purpose of that bead in that sense? What is it meant to do to you?
I am the chosen one. I am marked.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be this person that they will send messages through.
Yes.
And also to heal the people with my message and the music.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Because Kolom, and then they will ask, what do you want to be? How old? I said, no, I want to be a doctor or a priest. So
similar calling.
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor or a priest, but you're already doing it. You are healing and you are teaching also with your music. You're doctoring and you know.
That is true.
So yeah, and then that's how it was. Otherwise, if they operated me, I would have become a cabbage.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
They're looking for fixing something that's not there.
Yeah, but I think the spirit was shielding me as well at that time.
Yeah.
So that they should not do this.
Incredible. Yeah. Did the beads do anything? Did they slow down the epileptic feats? Did they slow down anything? I'm trying to go back to the debate between grandma and mom. One who's saying this child is still a child, and one saying we have to embrace this.
Yeah, what was it is that it came as a sign of epileptic, but it was a spiritual attack. So normally when you have a spiritual attack, people, they will confuse it or no, moto o faintile or whatever, and then the first thing that they'll do is to call an ambulance.
Of course.
And it's a spiritual attack. The ancestors are there. They are coming into you and show these people that we want to use this person. You know, he's the chosen person. And in the spiritual attack, they take you to the hospital about getting the 3P and then no, I'm not sick. And they say, it's schizophrenic. This one is sick. He's crazy. No, Paul Fagas paid this the pills.
So he's a
Vescopies. You know?
Yeah.
But actually, it was a spiritual attack.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be there.
Sure.
So there are a lot of cases like that where people are going to hospitals and things like that. And then one thing also, lady doctor, but the black dogs, but no, when even they study, they told them that no, African muti, it's not allowed.
Of course.
You must prescribe for the patient this and this and this. And then if a patient only muti, yeah, you see?
That's the problem.
So they criticize this one of ours.
It goes back to the song you speak of that says Western messages and our leaders must be aware and of those messages. It's part of this album that you're releasing now. It's clearly the same thing because you're saying you learned too late in your life.
Yes.
Do you feel that the very messages that you speak of are the ones that we've been taught over time? Because religion was brought here, the type of religion we speak of, because there was a point in our history where we believed in something else altogether.
No, definitely. I think this was there all the time. And I think the ancestors of Africa are sort of like really making it a very, very, very important mission to awaken the people of the continent.
Yeah.
Hence, I'm part of the Native Intelligence Decoloniality Project to sort of like really come up with that of decolonizing people's mind. Because what you're talking about, it all started when they were sort of like really cutting Africa like a cake, everyone anyaka peace Africa and all that. And then the King Leopold II, said, no, we have to go there. And these people take the minerals to this and install this religion to them. And through religion, that's how they got us. They gave us that, and then they made us to change, to go away from our African beliefs and our tradition, And then they said, no, this is how you have to go. Then they brought us religion. But it's okay. Mudimu there's always Zulu Mcholoko, Dr. Mcholoko. He said, Badimu le mudimu kintewan. Badimu, it's like an egg. It's kimetsia. Then the yolk look mudimu. So barera, eba utwana something, then everything. So that is why you see this change right now. That it's okay what they've sort of like. I'm saying it's okay for now because I'll come to this so that you understand. It was not okay that they gave us that thing. But the religion that they gave us, build the church, the kerek and everything. The kerek is nobody is or no. But why need it to change our minds? Yes. We are esontoin. Esontoin, usonta wenja.
Okay.
Okusonta ingqondo.
Oh, yes.
Esontoin bayokusonta ingqondo. You see? So now, presently now, we must use this church to awaken people. Use this church that they've given us. Awaken people, preach about African and then about the decoloniality of black men. Inside the churches. But the challenge is that those priests who are there and everything, they don't want that because some other things, and then for one, salary.
That's
but how about no? They've changed us because of this thing. Let's ask learn this thing. Let's tell it. They will fight with you.
A common debate I find, particularly on this YouTube channel, because I speak to a number of traditional healers as well, is that if you are this side, you are against this side.
Yeah.
If you are Christian, you don't necessarily believe in the traditional way of doing things. Actually, the debate is the other way around. It's normally that if you are on the traditional side, you are against this. Even one of the very last comments we got, I saw it a few hours ago, speaks about that. Someone was watching an episode I recorded with Gogo Batin in Bata and says, these ones, they are antichrists.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
No, that's absolutely nonsense. There's nothing that to say when you are doing what it is more of yours, your beliefs and everything, because that's who you are.
True.
So when you are being and to be a Christian, that's not who you are. This is something that they've given to you. Somebody else started that, and came and gave to us. So Christianity is a religion. Buddhism is a religion. I'm a Muslim. But
many of them. It's Islamic beliefs. There are many of them.
It's a religion.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, democracy is also a religion.
Mm-hmm.
Democracy is also a religion because it is man who came up with it. And democracy is meant to suppress us, we the people in the continent, so that they can be able to scam and loot.
Interesting, you use the word "we the people." At the heart of democracy is that very, very line.
Yeah.
We the people.
We the people.
It's meant to represent the people. And you're saying...
No. That democracy, it's not for us. It is likely meant to scam us and also to loot us and oppress us. So, Reina, if at all, if there is a way, a democracy for us, I will explain it like this. We have Bakhosh, chiefs, all that and everything. Then you've got the masses. You've got the people. When there is an issue that has to be dealt, which concerns the people, they will call everybody. There's somebody who's going to blow the horn, or maybe it's Gupu, whatever, and then they will come and assemble under the tree or something. Everybody comes, whether you are poor, you've got cows, or you've got only one goat, or you've got nothing, whatever, you all go there. And you have been told that this is the problem we're having in the society. How are we going? How we continue? But with democracy, Western democracy, only the rich are called to come and decide the fate of the people.
Yeah.
Only business people, those who have, are the ones who are sort of like that are invited. And they now listening next whatever. No, you're not part of that.
It could be argued. I had a debate about this with a young person. And he was saying, well, we do take part in the elections. That is when we are called. And you're saying that's not enough. Because we get called to come and cast our vote.
Yeah, that's another challenge. That's something else, But yeah, this is something. Because by faith it's or khomya moshate wa khapa o molato wa lesa molato. When you don't vote, said no, why you complain because you didn't vote? But you didn't vote because you saw that it's useless for me, because I am the one who's supposed to choose who I want to be my leader. But if you call me to say we've got somebody who's going to lead you, that's wrong. We, the people, are the ones who have power. We are the one who's supposed to choose.
Yeah.
In our community, we know, who is who. That man is capable of doing this and all that. This is the man that would like us to,
Yeah. Irrespective of his popularity or his wealth.
Yes. Because we could see by the deeds, and that credentials that coming from the people, in the community.
So now that we are here, many years into this democracy, that you, to some extent, were part of the people who fought for this freedom, and we'll come to that. We are here now, and you're saying we took the wrong medicine.
That's why I say on the caption of Umo, I said, some lessons are learned late in life.
So so we are learning this lesson very late.
Yeah, it comes. They open up and said, look, what we've been fed.
Yeah. Because democracy at its core speaks of the will of the people, And when it says the will of the people, it says all of us will decide whether we go this direction or this direction.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come together. Note, there's a comparison to Moshati Akir. We'll come together, we'll discuss this, and then we will then debate it. This is what happens in Parliament. We will we'll show each other why right is better than left, or the other way around. And then after that, we will raise our hands and vote for the direction that we feel is right. And you're saying the people are not represented.
They've put people there who are going to protect democracy. Because democracy is such a very fragile thing. It needs to be protected all the time.
Yes. And are you saying in that statement that it's not, they're protecting it for the benefit of others, but not for the benefit of the masses?
Not for the benefit of the masses. There are those who have put the directives, how things have to go, where the world have to be channeled and all that. And then through that, they are putting the vanguards, the watchdogs, in the name of leaders, that we put you there, you are the honorable, but you must guard this, And then how someone saying whatever said, no, you are not on the right path.
You're no longer the one.
You're no longer the one.
Yeah.
You see. So it is just meant to protect.
Let's talk about when democracy works. Because on paper, democracy should work. On paper. The reality is different. It should benefit the poor. It should benefit those that are the fragile.
It sounds good, yes. Like that.
That's why on paper, democracy is looking after the most fragile in society, those that need the most help.
Yes,
exactly. Because democracy says you, as Dr. Mahlasela, can decide today you're going to be a leader of a party, mom's political party. And you run it, you garner enough people, and those people end up so many that they take you to parliament. And you end up becoming president. At what stage of this process are you likely to be infiltrated by external forces? Because you are this man that we think is all right. This is our guy.
He said, you have to join them, whether you like it or not, along the way. Those who are pushing those narratives.
Yeah.
Even if you came umsulwa, but along the way, you are going to be caught. You're going to be caught up with that system. And if you are out of the system, you are not part of them.
You get removed.
Yeah. You see?
Are you saying then there are those that take on politics for the right reason? As in, I need to do something for my people.
Politics is like art. It's an art that works in disturbing a good idea until it is no longer relevant.
Give me an example. I hear you. Give me an example.
You can have a good idea and then you dish it up that, no, how about we do this in the community? And then you take the proposal, the idea to the government, and they said, okay, fine, we'll come back to you. This looks... And then they look at, they dice it, they change it, they said, no, then they take the idea, they change it in another way, and then they own it, and then you are aside.
And it's no longer what you thought of.
It's no longer what you thought of.
Yeah.
And building a dream, it's a very good thing. And when you build a dream with people who've got the passion with you, around you, and helping you, that's good.
Sure.
But sometimes you build the dream with people who are against you building the dream, and they make you to fail, and that dream dies.
I've had that many times. Yeah.
They take that dream of yours, go along with it, and then they will also come to you to come and help them and support them for your own dream. that they've killed.
Yeah. Huh. Wow.
So, baduta, batlu halanwa kiba botlhale.
Yes.
So, you need to, that when you have a dream, always safeguard it in some way. Everybody's got a dream.
True.
Everybody has got a history. More time, more thing. Or one among in everything. And then there's those things that we things on. But when you put all those things that you said, okay, this is how we can go, and people, they take that dream and they put you away. This is what is happening, and it has happened a lot to quite many. Myself too, I've witnessed it.
In the lives that we live in, and I alluded earlier, you are one of those young people, particularly using the arts to communicate a message that defied a particular rule at some point. Apartheid is in this reference. What conscientized your mind to see wrong? You and I grew up in the same environment to a large extent. You probably many more years before me. What got your mind thinking that this is not the right thing? What was happening in your environment?
I grew up, I was a very happy kid.
Yeah.
You know, playing in the township, pushing those cars that we built with, whatever, And then I will also make music, also instrument. My first guitar that I did, it was with that container that used to contain
the oil container.
Indian mango salad.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then for strings, I will, the word I'm going to use, I will steal my grandmother's curtain holders.
Okay.
Yeah, to do strings. You know those curtain holders, they have small strings with the rubber, the rubber, and hooks on the side.
Yeah.
I used to make strings in that. And my grandmother, when it comes to the house, and then the curtain will say, jokes aside, mama. And I know, give Vusi everything so.
The curtain was jokes aside.
Yeah. So I grew up being a happy kid, playing with those and all that, and until 1976 came.
Okay. How old were you then?
I was 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Until 1976 came, and then I was asking, because there was a solidarity thing that also was done in Mamelodi, in solidarity with what happened
in Soweto.
Yeah. I think it was June 16th, and then in Mamelodi it was the 19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where we've seen people come, black power, wearing black berets and whatever. And I was like, what's happening? I started asking questions. And that's when my political education started. From there on, I joined a poetry group called the Ancestors of Africa, which was supported by the late Dr. Fabian Ruberu. He gave us his garage to rehearse because he liked the message that we doing, the poems and the music and all that. And during the time of the political rallies and all, they'll call us to come and perform. And then tear gas will come.
Sure.
Where the young ones will run away.
Of course.
Then Dr. Ruberu and Dr. Motlana, those people, they'll be arrested, whatever, all the leaders, whatever, and not the young ones, because we young and fresh, we could run,
Yes.
And it was something that was like it sort of became more like a game. I was young, I was like, hey, but it was somehow kind of like fun, but
dangerous.
No, man, it was dangerous. And then I started like, no, something is not right in this country. And why is it that, we, the black people, have to gather and talk, and people talking about our pains and struggle, whatever. But look at those people, the other side. They are living okay and everything.
Yeah.
And then I started being involved, where they used us, as a young activist, ANC, we're delivering posters.
Okay.
And those leaflets when there is a political meeting somewhere, whatever, then we'll distribute the pamphlet. So then we became victims where the police were looking for us.
Okay.
And every June 16, we'll also go and participate, at the rally or so, whatever, or whatever that is, because they call us to come and perform. So the police, they were looking for us. They said that these are young ringleaders.
You became a ringleader.
Yeah, and then I have my political name, which was called, it was Teacher.
Why were you teacher? How did you get that name?
Because
That's how we do things.
Yeah, and then later on, I got the name The Voice. So every time when they come to pick us up, around the 11th, 10th or so, whatever, because of they didn't want us to participate in organizing, those meetings, and so they'll come for us young
Who's that?
The police.
The police, yes.
Then we'll run away from home. Sometimes we don't sleep at home.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they will come. I will sleep on top of the house. Kaka kids, which is sick,
Sure.
And it's a forum house with the asbestos roofing. Yeah, and then I'll just sleep then, and I will see them coming with the torches and come and knock. Open, man. Where's Vusi? Where's Vusi? White guy, police, and black, And then at one point, my grandmother said, "No, this is too much." They came and said, "No, we fail because we have to run away from home."
Sure.
Then they came and said, "No, we fail, you stay put." And then they knock, and I said, "Okay." She switched off all the lights. Open the kitchen door, even there. Then we're no. Vusi is here.
Yeah.
Tena, the first one has an hot water, boiling water. Get it.
This is your mom.
My grandma.
Yes. What happened?
The 10, they left.
Jeez. They saw old ladies not playing around.
Yeah.
Why did she change her mind about this? From
because
the running every day.
Peaceful and everything.
Yes. That's a big statement.
So,
yes. That's a big statement.
So there are a lot of women who are like that, defending their loved ones, their husbands, their children. And they got caught in the middle. They were beaten. Some died.
That's true, eh?
And that was more reason for me to say, okay, now I understand. I'm going into this full forcefully.
And you did?
Yeah, because they even confiscated some of our writings. The poems in Doridingwala, they will come go to Dr. Ruberu's place there, then kick everything, whatever, and search and whatever, and they took our drums, they took our poems. From that time, I said, no, everything that I write, I'll memorize so that nobody will take it from me. It will be here.
Yeah, that's crazy. And, when you speak of Dr. Ruberu, because we know the burning of Dr. Ruberu's house many, many years ago. It's a story that probably I don't know it well because I was much younger at the time. Sure, it's a story that will be told one day.
He was called the people's doctor.
Yeah.
You know that.
I know.
He was called the people's doctor.
My aunt's house is 100 meters away from that house.
Yes. He loved music, and then he was very much involved in politics. He was more like an activist. And during the time, the state of emergency, when the police were chasing, his young comrades and everything and shooting them, they will go to Dr. Ruberu's surgery and then he will treat them for free.
Mm-hmm.
And that became a victim of the system for doing that. Many other things that he did through his activism. And one night, men with wearing balaclavas came and assassinated him together with his wife, Florence.
Yeah.
He was the people's doctor. He's the man who also gave me the political lessons as well, because he used to sit with him and he will tell us, you see, that's so. At some point, I was meant to go to Botswana with some of my guys from the Ancestors of Africa Poetry Group.
Sure.
And he was funding the trip.
Yo.
Leo Mumbarka Freddy. One guy in the group was a sellout. We didn't know.
There's always Ascaris.
There's always.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to go to Botswana and then take a train via Komatipoort and so on. So the guys left without me because the day they left, I had epileptic seizures.
Ooh. There your ancestors are talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of those guys left without me. And they were caught Komatipoort in the train.
Sure.
Bukan men, Banisto.
Did they survive? Did they make it?
No, they caught them. The police caught them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the results of that? Arrest or?
It was an arrest because we were going to Botswana for military training or whatever.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
And then they came for me because I was on the list.
And you were not there.
You were not there, in the train. But then my name is there on the list because they had the list. The teacher was, and then when they called them, I was not there. And they said, okay, why? They came for me.
Jeez.
I was not at home. I went to the post office that day. And something said, stamp. And I was wearing a white Lee, pocket, barefoot, the strip shirt. I get to a post office. They were there for me. It was a scene as if like, hey, they're arresting a big terrorist.
Yes.
People were like, what come on? How? What's happening with this man?
Yes. And you're a familiar guy in the neighborhood.
He came for me. So, mind you, we were young that time.
Yes.
We were minors. And then since I left, and our folks at home, they don't know where we are. They started looking at us now. Go to Bethlehem. Then they went to the police station. And then the police station, they said, what is the name? Vusi Mahlasela. I'm revealing my other name now.
No. Hey, I'm familiar with those names.
And I don't like. And they will check the register. But it was deliberate that they didn't put our names on the register because we were minors.
Of course. So they were not even supposed to arrest you.
They were not supposed to arrest us. Yes. So it was very confusing for our parents, folks.
But where are these people?
Yeah. And then most of the time we'll be sitting with other, arrestees, those political prisoners, and then we'll be doing some poetry, reciting poetry, and then the police, they'll make us polish their boots, wash police cars.
Where did they take you?
Yeah.
Where did they take you?
Yeah, we were just the police station.
Mamelodi police station.
Yeah.
The one
Yes.
Not far from Mutlane's butcher.
That's right.
When we were growing up.
And when we were in the cell, we hear people party somewhere.
Of course. You hear the noise.
But at some point, also, one was taken to Kompol.
Okay. Where's that? What is that?
Central.
Right in it's now central as we know it. Yes.
Yeah. And
maximum prison.
That's right. And then that was Kompol.
Yes. Yeah. At the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And not the maximum prison, there was a central.
Okay.
One. Yeah. There's no Chachamona and from there, as I was passing, because when I about Swarazili politics were coming, then those who
But the
cry me off it, hey, what's Swarazili? It is Amo. And then I'm fittest, I'm going to my own cell.
And then you're a little boy.
Yeah. I said, oh, Kimang Maro, now I'm fan of me. Come selling only one. You know.
You became VIPs in prison.
Yeah. So the time had Joe, and then from there, then Nabampia Mola and everything, whatever. It was like, hey, they were looking at me, so but well, it's out of me.
Where was the rest of the crew? The guys on the list.
They were arrested. They're putting also in different cells.
Jeez.
They had also Dr. Rivero.
Yeah.
So, and then I won't mention the name. This person is just passed away this year. May his soul rest in peace. He was a police at the time. But it's a Masekela or something.
Investigators.
Yeah, no, and they used to come at night at my cell with some white police and then white police women. And they would kick me, you know. And this woman would stand like in between me. The police what can you da honor?
It's like you're standing on top of me.
Deliberately did that.
Yes.
Now I'm accused for not looking. So during the day, you want to sleep. What is
that? Oh,
that machine
that stomps the floor.
Yeah, making noise. And at night, it's them. They are coming. When you try to sleep, they will come 4 times.
What were they looking for from you as a child?
Information.
What information? Did they think you knew something?
Yeah, and then even a little bit part of that the solitary confinement thing.
Yes.
And then for me, they said, tell us who supported the trip for you to go to Botswana. Is it Dr. Rivero said, where were you going if you looked America? No, we were going to Johannesburg. Go Simon Mabunu Sabela of Haynes Film.
Okay.
Going for auditions. But unfortunately, I got corona because I had epilepsy that day.
Yeah.
But our plan was to go to Simon Mabunu to the Haynes Film.
That was the story you told.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't believe you.
Yeah, no. Then they tried. I won't come with details with this one, but it was spared. And then they released me, and then they tried to make you an informer as well.
What was the reason for release? Did you ever find out why eventually they felt there's nothing we can get from this?
They couldn't get anything from me.
Yeah.
I stick to my story.
You're not changing your version.
Yeah.
And in the attempt, I wish one day in this room I'll find an informer who will tell us the role they played. In the attempt to turn you into an informer, how did they go about that? And obviously you resisted it.
Yeah, they'll bring nice food like mutton and rice. Juice. What do you want to drink? Coca-Cola? And do you smoke? Oh, I don't smoke. I'm here.
Yes.
They will bring mutton and rice. Nice food. Then, okay, no, tell us. We'll give you some money now. We want this information. I don't know anything.
And did you know
something? You have already tested the claps and everything, the small inches. Kicking you, yes.
Did you know anything that they wanted? And you still did not tell?
Yes, I did, because they wanted to know where were we going. I know that we were going to.
Of course. And who was funding this?
Yeah, who was funding this, and what is the plan? So we all stick to one.
What made
because
you?
We planned.
What made you as a young
person
man?
who was the informer, when we decided that, no, look, something like this can happen, and when it happened, this is the story we'll stick. He was not the rehearsal, the informer.
Did you ever find out who was the informer?
Yeah, we know.
You know? Did you ever confront the informer?
No.
You just left it like that?
Yeah, I said it must be a special guilt for himself.
Yes.
Guilt conscious. And you could see that he was feeling it.
Do you think in the
They
long run,
promised him to build him a shop, Kukwandebele.
did that ever happen?
Yeah.
Someone watching this thinking, oh, I know someone who got a shop in Kwandebele.
So, yeah, it was very interesting, but also deadly.
Of course.
Politically speaking, a lot of things happened, and it was very emotional. And during those times, there was a lot, because there was also night vigils where some young comrades were killed. And when we were going to bury them, the police, they would still come and throw tear gas, and then we have to run. Some fighting back with the police. It was almost like a game, but a dangerous one.
I remember this very well. It's years later because Mamelodi is surrounded by Thaba, a mountain, and they had a base.
They had a base called
at the top of the mountain. Yes, and so they could see basically the whole township from that aerial view.
Yeah, we were scared. The biggest challenge was that, the biggest fear was that, what if they poison
the water? Because they were stationed right next to the reservoir.
Yeah, and it was the reservoir that was supplying all the people of Mamelodi.
Yeah, sure.
Just God, because if
it poisoned that reservoir, all would have died.
Yeah, and sometimes when there are these night vigils, they'll come down and start kicking, and then they're kicking everybody, and people run, whatever, and then Gamara, there'll be fire with pots, because they were cooking meat and pap, whatever, whatever. You know how it is when one lives. And then they'll take the meat.
Take it with them to the top of the mountain.
To the top of the mountain.
Jeez. It was common to have soldiers in the township all the time.
Mamelodi was during that time, it was I think 80% of people who fled the country come from Mamelodi.
Jeez.
And the second township king, what is the second township? Eastern.
Botsakani and those times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Mamelodi, it was feared because it was called the militant township. Together with the second there.
Yeah.
That is why Bostanza Bopape, somebody.
They're from
Solomon
there.
Mahlangu. And
they're Mamelodi guys. Sure. Wow.
But Mamelodi also now, it's got a lot of history. Mamelodi is like a country.
That's as young people say now.
Yeah.
Mamelodi country.
Mamelodi is like a country. It's a country actually because there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Out if you go Mamelodi West towards those roundabouts, they're not there.
Gabon, but next to the old technical.
Yeah, it's so sad.
They're no longer there, and they were destroyed recently.
They were vandalized and all that,
Yes.
And that was very heritage side because that was a Bantu college where Archbishop Desmond Tutu schooled there, or Professor Marivate.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, Ken Gambo.
They've passed there.
Kantlela Onalebo, Kilnatin, Miriam Makeba went to school there. So that's history.
Whoa. It's destroyed now.
Yeah.
I must tell you, I've always been curious about the history of Mamelodi. You think there's still people who know it well, who are still around now?
There is a guy, who's a friend of mine, Aubrey Mohase.
Tall chap, light in complexion.
About Mamelodi.
Yeah.
And he's written the second one as well.
He lives very close to those rendezvous.
Yes.
Actually.
That's right.
Yes.
So, this guy that we sort of like really grew up together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was a Sainova guy as well. I know that.
We're all being Sainovas.
Yes, at some point. You didn't have a choice.
Yeah. So I think one time you must bring him because he will utla utsulela. Because for now, kaspidi barange nyabuloko gamuga. You know,
there are people who are.
Yeah, though he has written and he'll give you the history and everything, whatever. So people who are coming abroad, they're always going. So where to from here? So where to?
So where to?
They must come to Mamelodi.
So where to from here?
Yeah.
So where to?
To Mamelodi.
Do you know, listening to a story like yours, as someone who was clearly quite entrenched in the politics of the time, in the politics of transforming South Africa into a democracy, let's go back to that word again, or a free South Africans and black South Africans, because then we were talking about freedom.
Yeah, we're talking about freedom.
We were not even using the word democracy.
In our lifetime.
Exactly. We're talking about freedom. When you look at where we are now, so many years later, this is a part of these conversations that we end up here.
It's a dream that has gone and has come to die.
Yeah.
Because of the hopes of the people are dashed out. Playing with people's emotions. What I hate most is the promises that are made and they never get manifested into bringing what the rightful, things that the people must have. And now, recently on TV, you see the captions and the story about the poverty in a certain, area where kids are going to school hungry.
True.
A woman killed 3 of the children because of poverty. Where are we now? What is this?
What do you think we've lost? Because the dream was a very clear dream and a very uncomplicated dream. If you think about it, this is a dream of a better life, and that was even the message that was used.
Yes,
a better life for all.
For all, and then there will be also that one about Motopele. They never worked. It was just name throwing in putting projects for people to be able to loot and to have for themselves.
Yeah.
As if Motohana conscious,
Are we khali?
And you see other people suffering there, whatever. You jolt, it's like, no, for you it's normal. You go past areas which is filthy and all that, and sometimes you pass people begging and you're going to a nice area, a nice place, a suburb, where there's some places there's not even load shedding.
But let's connect this, what you just described now, and the very people that were fighting for freedom. You being one of those. In your small little corner, you were fighting for the same cause.
Yes.
You are this Vusi Mahlasela Mamelodi who gets arrested, gets tortured, you grow older with time, your conscience is still the same, you think the same way. Many years later, you get arrested, you end up in Robben Island, 10 years, 27 years, whatever that time is. Your beliefs are still the same. It's about the freedom of a black man, giving a better life for these people. And then you come out of prison, you become a honorable somebody. Surely your view of the world is still the same. I would like to think.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in your observation?
Is the systems in place that are put by some people at the back, and they're looking at the beginnings of someone, and they decide the end beginnings.
Okay.
Because, we'll leave this person up until here, and then when he comes here, that's where now we're going to capture.
We get involved.
Yeah, get involved.
Yeah.
There is that spirit which is really happening quite a lot now, where the devil is at play, of capturing the souls, people selling their souls because of ching-ching, money. And they said, you come here, this is you. We're going to give you this, but this is the sacrifice you must do. I liked what Bishop Maponga said, that if you see somebody stealing, beating someone, killing someone, doing crime, all that, he's not alone. She's not alone. There is someone, there is a spirit that really directs that person that do this.
Yeah.
And you blame that person. But there is someone there with that person. Said, no, kill this person. Steal this, do this and everything. So how do we fight this evil? It's by knowing ourselves. Doing the things the way our forebears, ancestors were doing.
True.
To know that, when a day starts, it's such a gift. When the sun starts spreading its sunrise, the sunrise everyone gets.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, you rich, poor, whatever, but when the sun rays spread, Mahlasela apara everybody.
Yeah.
You all get warm.
It's true.
This is what's supposed to happen with the equality. The
riches are for everyone.
Everyone. Why poverty? Why hunger? Why only for the few?
Yeah.
Because there is enough for us all.
That is so true.
So on my new album, there is a song that is revisited to Silang Mabele. Silang Mabele, which is more about spreading the awareness about the agricultural revolution. For people to do things for themselves. Because agriculture, it is a necessity, for our people. But also, it can also help in terms of business.
True.
So it's a call for unity to fight poverty. So there's the new song that I've written on Umoya album is called Tlalampekule. I just want to give you the message caption of it. The idea when I penned this, when it came to me that, must write about this. Tlalampekule, I don't know how you put it in English. Hunger, heal me.
That's a direct translation.
But it means something else. Anyway, there is so much for everyone.
We shouldn't be hungry. We shouldn't
be going hungry. So Tlalampekolo, it's for hunger destroys the essence of being human. Starvation robs humans of their humanity and dignity. This is a call to end poverty across the globe. There's enough for all of us in this world, and there's no excuse for us not to share.
None.
There is no excuse.
But we have poverty that reigns in our country and around the world.
Yeah. Look at America now. Things that they're hiding, they don't show in the net media. Why you have slums.
Yeah.
And they don't show that in the news and everything. People cannot afford the mortgages.
Yeah.
They sleep in their cars.
It's the same in the UK.
Yeah.
And these are people who, a few years ago, were fine.
We're fine. And then they're like, how did we come to this?
Yeah.
But the time when we were fine, looking at the other place in Africa, you see children with kwashiorkor, and everything, whatever. No, it's just news. You watch in passing.
We grew up watching.
It will never. It will never happen to you.
Yes, in Sarajevo and in Ethiopia, we used to watch news like that when we were growing up.
Sudan,
exactly. But Mogadishu was a common visual that we used to see.
So in reverse, that it is coming, that economy plunged, and now also the nature fights back as well.
Mm-hmm. How does it do that? Give us your perspective.
Because we people, we think we are smart. We want to substitute God's wisdom.
Yeah.
And thinking that, no, you can be more smarter than God. You want to substitute God's wisdom. And doing things that are harming us in return. The technology that is there, that is sometimes, okay, it's meant, it has to do good, but in some way, it's starting to kill the work labor force, whereby people are no longer working because of these robots, which are taking out their jobs. And then now they are also doing robots that are talking like men. They can communicate and all that. Artificial sun and everything.
It's moving very fast.
So God is like, okay, go ahead.
As as the
scriptures. And when that nature fights back, whatever, we get surprised. Or why? And say, God, why? But it is people who are doing this.
You speak of some of these things go wrong because we forgot who we really are. And when you look at us as Africans, as South Africans, would you put us in that same category of people who have forgotten? Because I can easily say you find a huge number of South Africans, in particular, because that's my reference point, because that's where I am, who are still very close to their ancestral past. They're still familiar with that world, and they may have new beliefs, but they're still holding on to their past and where they come from. Are we part of that problem in your observation?
It's like when you step forward, you know you have been looked at. You know the truth, but we are afraid to act.
Yeah.
This is where we are. But the ancestors of Africa are with us. And they are talking to us. And their words are absolute. And when they say, enough is enough, go ahead, we are with you. Don't be afraid.
Is that where we are now?
This is where we are right now.
Yeah.
That push of oppression, there is a pushback which has started right now. You will never stop tsunami with a hand. You can't.
And that's where we are.
It started bit by bit. And that is why you see these little coups there, this everything, whatever. But something more than that, it's coming.
Sure. Because these little coups are not little.
No, not little.
Yeah. So if you think there's a lot more coming.
Yes, Africa is awakening up. And that's why on my album, of Moya, the second thread is called Africa, the sun has risen.
Yeah.
So wake up.
Genau.
It's time.
Yo. Do you think we are, as the everyday people who wake up every morning to go and work and try to feed our families, that we are aware of this silent revolution that's happening? And maybe we should be.
Because we've been channeled to do that, we have to wake up and go and work, but not really being aware that, you can wake up and do things for yourself, that you don't have to go and work for someone.
That's true.
And it is also because of the education that we've been given that has channeled us to enslave us. I have a song in the new album, this new album of Umoya. The song is called Tuto, education.
It speaks to that.
Yeah.
What is the message you carry?
Yes, I have written my points about the meaning of
the songs.
Yes. Yeah, Tuto, education. So the song describes and laments the education system in the world. The kind of education does little to raise the consciousness of humanity, but only serves to enslave us. Let education unearth the true talents embedded within us.
Yeah.
Because if you have something, a gift at home, they must see first, your parents,
True.
that this child, he can do this. This is where we have to direct this and help, these kids, because this is the talent that we see.
Yeah.
So you can do things with your hands. Then they must help you in that regard so that you can become what you are.
True.
But the education that we're given is that, they teach you to learn things about the lepel or a frog.
And dissect the frog.
Yeah, then everything. What are you going to do about that education?
Yes.
And then
it's a very common example, by the way.
Yeah, and then you learn about those other things and everything, whatever. Even some other to see that what they've taught you, it's there in your mind now, and then you have it in you, and then they make you to write the exam. Just to rubber stamp and check that,
you know that lapel.
You know that thing that they've given you.
Yeah.
While, others from the Western side, they start learning about other very important things and technology and other stuff that they'll use to come and use in Africa, and then make you to come and work for them.
Sure.
And take your minerals and resources and everything, because they've learned about those technologies that they can come and sort out the minerals and everything. Where now you just go and be a helper, to be a tool to make them get there. So it's very sad.
Yeah.
So it starts there. It's the education that we've been giving is wrong.
Yeah, we inherited an education system, meaning that we had the opportunity to do something about it.
We have leaders who are not leading.
Yes. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah.
Your latest album, and I'll read this as it's written. There's a quote that speaks of, I know every sickness needs healing. Everyone who cries needs comforting. Every troubled soul needs redemption, as captives needs freedom. As every answer starts with a question, every problem needs a solution. Justice must be balanced on every scale. You speak of that as well. It seems to be captured as an overarching message of your new album.
Yes, very much. Because of this is the hint that was given to me that this is how life should be. What you have read, it is those hints they've given me.
Yeah.
That, there is an answer for everything. So do not be surprised and do not be desperate. Because what you don't have today and tomorrow, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself.
Yeah.
And when tomorrow takes care of itself, you're also included. You'll be taken care of.
Yeah.
So people are getting desperate, but to them about that they're doing things that they are not supposed to do.
True.
They are pressured because of envy. You see somebody or your neighbor, whatever, they've got big house, cars and everything. So you start envying.
You want it too.
You want it too.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know how that person get that thing because he has worked for them or he has stolen and whatever.
That's true.
But how you are going to get it, it's your choice. And it moves like from envy to jealousy. From jealousy, this rotates.
And it's a bigger problem.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we've been given here in Umoya, it's like a roadmap to our souls that you don't be desperate. Be calm. Know who you are because you are a special human. You are a special spirit that it is like God. You are God. Because everything that you want, you can get.
That's true.
That is why I said I've written there on the album, some lessons I learned late in life. If we could knew that by just, doing the right thing into resetting our inner spirits and do the rightful prayer, because thinking is like a constant prayer. Thinking is like a constant prayer. Whatever you're thinking, you're going to get. If you're thinking failure, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And everything that you want, you must be like a woman who's pregnant. And when a woman is pregnant, what does she knows? That she's carrying a baby. And what does the baby doing? Growing until it comes to its manifestation. So you must be impregnated with positive thoughts.
Because they
grow until they come to its manifestation. That's the reset of the revelation of the Spirit now. That Africa, you are strong.
Yeah. This is your time.
You've been given this, but they've brainwashed you so that you should not see that you are this powerful.
Do you question the desperation, though, of living in a society where your neighbor has eaten and you haven't? Where your neighbor is playing music and you don't even have a sound system. And I use those particular phrases because, and I've said this before, the smell of food doesn't know any walls.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
It doesn't recognize that next door they haven't eaten, so I shouldn't go there. The sound of music and joy and laughter doesn't say, "Whoa, we can't jump the fence. The neighbors haven't eaten." Do you then question that level of desperation in a society that we seem to have created? All of us are part of this.
Yes, I do.
Where some have eaten and others don't even know where to start.
That is why we're putting this as subject matters in our works, in our songs, where we addressing question of poverty, hunger, joy, exceptionalism of some other things. And when you question those things, and then you see that you don't have you don't have something that you can solve that problem with you there.
You're stuck.
But actually you can.
Okay. Help us.
You can, because of in my album there's a song It's what you can change that position from where you are.
How do I do that? I haven't had a meal.
You
today.
reset the innermost of yourself with a prayer of praying for those people.
Okay.
So that they should also be taken care of in whatever way that can happen, that God must help. So your prayer, it's you are doing good around you and you will feel better. Because every day if you do good, you pray for someone or you give someone who doesn't have anything.
You share with someone.
You share with someone.
Yeah.
And you've given somebody at the robot, a 5 friend, whatever. That's good. And you will feel good.
That's true.
So that's that reset now of the revelation of the spirit of Africa. That because we've been there, we've been dead before, and then we're still dead. So our people can just reset their minds.
Do you realize that if you were, and you grew up, you've been around long enough to have seen us as people being kind to one another, as people being communal, where an entire community, not one person or one family.
Yes.
Where the words like Ubuntu, we knew exactly what they meant. They were not just words.
Well,
We've been there.
Ubuntu, it's not just that one word, just one hit wonder. It's a way of life. Ubuntu, it's about everyday's kindness.
True.
It's about love, happiness, togetherness, humbleness, empathy, sympathy, forgiveness, reconciliation, and redistribution.
We know that.
Redistributions of morals, knowledge, and skills.
Yes. You and I know that. Most people know what we're talking about. But we seem to have lost it and we continue to lose it every day.
If you can read a poem by the late Tateko Rapetse Khositsile, where he writes about Ubuntu, he criticized the name of Ubuntu as something that has entrapped us in some way out from what we're supposed to be. So I wish I had that poem with the I could share, but I'll send it.
Please do. If you send it soon enough, we'll include it in this recording.
Yes.
Yeah. But
so Ubuntu, it's not about singleness, or you cannot preach Ubuntu to somebody who lives alone.
Yes,
no, it doesn't work.
It's impractical.
Yeah. Yes. So you can't preach Ubuntu to someone who's living just alone there.
Because it's about community.
It's about community. It's about togetherness and all that and everything.
Yeah.
But there are those people who wants to live alone, be by themselves and all that. Orania.
Well, one can argue that they are a community amongst themselves.
But in a big...
Yeah. In a bigger environment of other people.
You see?
I got you. 100%. Your music, there wasn't a long time where you didn't make music. We didn't create. And you told us that you went into studio during COVID and the story behind it. But there was a time, and it was quite a long time. Take us back to before this album. How long was it, give or take?
The last album, it's 2018.
It's not very long ago.
Yeah, it's Shebeen Queen.
Oh, yes.
Dedicated to my late grandmother, who was the first Shebeen Queen in Mamelodi.
Hey.
And this was recorded just on the street at my grandmother's house. Yeah, because during the time my grandmother, when she was like that woman, Shebeen Queen, but she was taking care of everybody.
Yeah.
She even took care of the insane.
Everyone, eh?
Yeah. And it was during that time, it was under apartheid also, of course. And then, we had this social cohesion of, these men coming from different countries, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Eswatini, Natal, whatever. And then they were working at the municipality. They were installing asbestos roofing.
Okay.
And when they got their pay, they will come to my grandmother's place and, drink and, yeah. And then at fortnight or at the end of my grandmother used to put a show. He will invite these guys to Dinaka. Yeah, the Dinaka, they will outside there on the street, and then she will do komboti. Then, because she was selling a lot of things. Palpele, 1308, Krone Brew,
What is that? Alcohol?
Zebra, yeah.
It's zebra.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What is 18 what?
1308.
1308, I didn't know.
Krone Brew.
It sounds dangerous.
Yeah. And Zamalek.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Black label.
Yeah, was already gold dollar and all that.
Yes.
And they were selling komboti and lao. And this man will come and dance, and it was a very theatrical piece because they dance and they emulate animals. They're wearing men wearing dresses and all that.
Dinaka, they are kind of wearing things like that.
Yeah,
yes.
so it was a very theatrical piece.
Yeah,
very entertaining, and people from all over, different sections, they will come and watch that, even though people who are not coming to drink beer or whatever, neighbors and stuff and whatever. So that's why I did the recording, Shebin Queen, to pay tribute to my grandmother, because she used to stage those shows there, to put those shows like that. So, but the album contains variety of South African, typical South African music. Marabi, Kwela, Mbakanga, Nkashibo, Mbube, and Malombo.
All incorporated
in that album.
Jeez.
And I will sing Mawatela Queen's song. And I had that voice of sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Sibwile.
That's an album worth celebrating.
Yes. And then it got #1 twice, world music.
What?
Yes, and it got the review really all the points in the New York Times.
You realize that you're one of those artists, I don't know if you are aware, that's probably celebrated more outside South Africa than you are in this country. Are you aware of that? Because it's very different when we see you than how you see yourself. Are you aware of that?
Well, I get quite a lot of that, and people are telling me that. Of course, yes, I see that people love my music quite a lot outside there. But even here at home, I will say, but Mari Mang Chance I praise away from home, not outside.
True.
And quite a lot also when I'm doing performances, shows and all that. It's amazing that I've got quite a lot of white followers. At some point that I wanted to do a show with the late Mendoza and me and Hot Sticks, Vusi, because, and he had quite a lot of, white and all that. Even outside, I will see there's a lot of people because they've got culture of going out and, supporting the culture and all that. But also, I think it is because of the message that it is involved in my music. And the song, the signature of Vusi Mahlasela, the accent of Vusi Mahlasela, it is different. Well, if I want to do a pop song, tempted to do a pop song or whatever, I'll start, but it always takes me back. And the late Brakeli Petlani, who used to perform quite a lot also with me, once told me that, hey, Faragit, no, your touch is very different and it's very good. Don't ever change it.
Jeez. Because there's a story of a place in the US, because you've toured America.
People will come and follow me. After I've done a show, maybe from here, I'm going to Kimberley. And then we see those people,
Same people.
They're following me.
This is what happens in the US.
Yes. And then sometimes I'm performing in another place, and then I see that the Oliver Mtukut is coming there, and then I'll write there, I was here.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come there, they see me that I was here. Sometimes maybe it's them who've been to the place before. They write, Vusi, we were here before you. So it was almost like, again, Canada and all that and everything.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, the kind of support that you get outside, because they have that culture of going out and supporting the arts.
True.
Which was quite sort of like lacking here.
I think we've gotten better.
We've gotten better, but also we need some stuff that's got substance, that is more real.
But also remember that it's an economic decision as well to go out.
Well, yeah, it's you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And the times have changed. There are a lot of trends now of the way things are done. The music has gone a bit different. There is a piano.
That's it.
Something from bubblegum for this and disco, whatever. There's a piano. But did you know that there is also some kind of entrapment in music?
Tell us.
Where there is a special sound that is deliberately made evil.
I didn't know that.
To people, and in the lyrics, it will be lyrics that are defiling women, about money, about sex. And then those people who are listening to that kind of music, getting hooked up and whatever, and then their lives are changed. And women will start dressing very differently. Not to say that I say women should not, they are free to do whatever, but sometimes it goes to the extreme.
Yeah.
And it is because of that tone, the message, the music, with what they listen, and there's a certain frequency which is in that music that will clover the message.
Yeah. You're saying some music is created for that purpose.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. It's like that water that's get contaminated up in the mountain.
That's right. Flashing money, beautiful cars, everything, whatever. And then those who are watching it said, no, this is the norm. This is the life. They want to be like that.
That's what I want.
And only to find that they cannot afford. They start stealing. They start, people and all that. And it leads to that desperation.
Hey, we keep coming back.
Yeah,
this
so
conversation.
My favorite African writer, Ngungi wa Thiong'o, I've borrowed this from him for my foundation, Vusi Mahlasela Music Development Foundation, where he said, Africa, teach your children ancient songs so that they should glorify the spirit of collective good, but not the spirit of money and sex.
Are you saying, and I know your answer is yes, that's where we are now. We glorify sex and money.
Yeah.
One can easily argue that we glorify success and achievement.
Man, I'm telling you, so yeah, we're in trouble.
It's success. Some could call it success when you see these guys flashing money. But Titombo win.
Oh my God. Well, we can call it success, but at the end, when you are trapped and then there is no return, when you have sold your soul, that's sad.
That is sad. Let's go back to positive things. You've worked with some of the greatest, and you mentioned one or two of the names. You've celebrated South African artists. You've mentioned Mahotela Queens, amongst others. Is it clearly something that you've made as a conscious decision to say, these are the people that I've worked with? Mention one or two. I know in particular that Hugh Masekela. Which song was that? What music was that?
The last tour that I did with Brother Hugh, we did some tours before celebrating 20 years of freedom in South Africa. Then we did the last tour where I said, Brother Hugh, no keyboards for this tour.
Why?
So we wanted the music to be organic. So it was me, acoustic guitar, while he had lead guitar, Mongesi Ndaga, ex-Lucky Dube guitar player.
Yeah.
Who lives in Washington, D.C. Bakiti Kumalo.
Okay. Yeah.
He lives in the States as well. Ian Hammond, who lives as well in the States. And then we had Brother Hugh, Fana, yeah. And then the percussion player. So we did a very good tour. And no keys.
Jeez.
People loved the music, loved the show, and it was always full.
Wow.
And
was it a South African tour? You toured here?
No, in the States.
Yeah.
You toured in the States. So, and Brother Hugh was saying, Melody, if anything, this is the real Graceland.
Wow.
I was like, wow, Brother Hugh. I said, I'm telling you. I've done the Graceland, I've done whatever. They were not like this.
Jeez.
This is really authentic and all that. If anything, this is the real Graceland.
Yeah.
It was such an honor coming from
Brother Hugh,
From Brother Hugh.
You say that clearly you had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, and then we always wanted to record something together, but it never happened.
Eish.
And we did the tour,
Came
and we
back.
forgot to record.
You could have recorded. You could have recorded that.
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez.
And I've worked also with quite a lot of creams of good musos from here at home. So we do string quartet I've mentioned. And then Oliver, yes, we staged this. We collaborated and then also shared the stage together. And then one thing also that really made me sad, it was the last time I performed with the Mama Sibongile Khumalo. It was at the African Museum in Washington.
Wow.
So we shared the stage with Dave Matthews. And there was a song that we were collaborating that Brother Hugh wrote long time ago.
What is that? Do we know it?
It was never released. It's called Congo.
Okay.
Makongo.
So it's not a commonly known song.
Yes. So one time I really want to re-record this because it's a beautiful song.
Maybe you should.
Yeah,
Maybe that will be the working together with Brother Hugh.
With Brother Hugh,
Yes.
spiritual and all that.
That's it.
Yes, and then we had Mama Sibongile Khumalo. Something happened today. I saw some kind of transformation from Mama Sibongile on stage. I think he had that spiritual attack. Atena ke badimo mo staging. And then I could see that
And she kept on going.
She came off the stage and she was still like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I went there and said, Thokozano. And then she came down.
Right in the middle of Washington.
My God. But in America.
Passport. Jeez.
Yeah,
what an experience.
That was an experience, And the show was great also.
I can imagine with the
people didn't see it, but I know I saw it.
Yeah.
Because I knew what it means.
Interesting. Your collaboration with Dave Matthews. Do you know I didn't know that Dave Matthews he has such a strong academic history in South Africa.
Yeah, he's a South African, and I think they are from Benoni.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And his mother, Vel, who really loves me very much, when I'm visiting them, when I'm in America, they have a winery in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So I visit them, Dave's brother and the sisters and all that. It's like a family, I'm part of the family.
Yes.
And his mother, Vel, will always come to my show. So there's a song that I recorded with Dave at Shifty Records. But somehow it was not released. But it is a song that was written by the late Bernolis Niemand.
Okay. So it's got South African roots.
Name. Yes. Yeah. Jeez. And it's about freedom as well. And and I collaborated also in another song called Everyday from the album Everyday.
Okay.
And it went to sell more than 4 million copies.
Incredible, eh?
Yeah. So sometimes I'll, be with him on stage.
Yeah.
The last time we did, it was in Mexico. Stage was built at the beach and everything for 2 days, sold out.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
That's why I say you are a star. You're a bigger. You should have security outside. You're a bigger star in the rest of the world. And in South Africa, Brazil.
One time we were performing at the Carnegie Hall, and Paul Simon came. So it was Paul Simon's birthday.
Okay.
So Brayu surprisingly called Paul Simon on stage. And he said, no, you must come and play a song with us, And then Paul Simon was like, no, but I said, no, take Vusi's guitar. And, Paul Simon is very short, He's short. And he took the guitar. Because of my belt, the guitar was coming here at the knees. It was fun. It was funny. And he couldn't adjust. He has to play. He had to play with the guitar on the knees there, but he had the belt.
Yeah.
And it was looking funny, and people were like, oh.
What's going on here?
And then after that, I had the story that, there was a journalist who used to write, quite a lot of, stuff about Paul Simon, criticizing Paul. So one time, Paul, we had the rehearsal, so he got into the lift. And then he got into the lift with this guy.
The critic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that guy was shorter than Paul.
Jeez.
And then Paul said, oh, I understand. That's why.
That's why you don't like me.
Because I'm taller than you.
That's funny. Oh, that's coming from a short guy. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, and around there, it's really great, meeting all these gurus, these musicians of note. And I've participated in some shows that Paul Simon did in Brooklyn. It was 3 weeks. The 1 week it was Asian music. He was playing music with some Asian musicians. Then there was a South African week. I was part of it. And he let me sing Boys in the Bubble and Soul of My Shoes. Diamonds on the sole of my shoes. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it was 3. But the lyrics, very long, man. That man writes.
Yes.
And I had to really work on those words, those lyrics, them, and then and then he came to the rehearsal where we were going to perform at the theater. Then we were rehearsing. Then he came, he just stand there on the stage, and looking at you guys, and Baba Mataba, yes, the man was like, and Mina, I was like, what's gonna happen here if I miss a line? I killed it. And Tony Sidras, the keyboard player, said, you killed it, my brother. You showed him. You killed him. And I was like, okay. And then he said, but he came to me and said, but you play guitar, isn't it? I said, yeah. Yeah, then play something as well. Oh my God, now it's going to be a problem.
Because now you have to
sing and play.
At the same time. So you're saying it's not that easy?
It's not that easy. And I said, no, you play something South African. So I pulled on some Maskandi stuff. They said, yeah.
We want that.
Thank you.
Do you think South African music, because it looks like it is, it's quite celebrated?
Quite celebrated a lot because the music is alive, man. The rhythm is really great. And with the music of Mahotela Queens, they were great all over where they go. You know, with Baba Mahlatini. I used to watch them. And oh man, it was fireworks. I also traveled with the Soul Brothers.
That's the book you have.
I traveled there was a tour that we did. And then in the bus, we'll play casino. Sharp casino. I know we're not. I was the youngest there, whatever. But when I'm you know, very lovely guys and all that.
And, well, definitely.
I've recorded a song also where Moses played, the keyboard in one of my albums, and the song is called Jabula.
Wow. He's a special pianist.
Very nice mbaqi, and, yeah.
I like it when he does this and then he likes to do that.
And the slide.
Yes.
So, and I've performed with quite a lot of greats as well there. That side, Derek Trucks, Josh Groven.
Wow, yes, you've done a song with Weeping.
Weeping, yes.
With Josh Groban on stage.
Yeah.
When Josh Groban sings about that song, you are on stage with him because it's in a recording.
Yeah. We did in New York.
Yes.
The City Hall.
That's it. You were on stage with him.
Yeah, but we did record this, but I recorded in the studio in South Africa. It was in the States.
Okay, you brought it together.
Because of technology. Yeah. So, quite often, I've worked with quite a lot of greats. And then also in the Scandinavian countries with people like Michael Vie, who was more like Paul Simon and Garfunkel. So he's the greatest in Sweden.
Yeah.
And we did a special show of sort of like really organizing medicine for Cuba.
Okay. Wow.
So that was a really good call.
Yeah.
So, with Dave also, there is an Ubuntu school somewhere, whatever, where we also did some shows in the States to get money to support that school there. So I think it is great because, as I told you, that all those accolades I got, they means more responsibility for me. Sometimes you have to do this kind of things.
Yes. There's a part of the world, apparently, and I don't know how true this is, Alaska, in the US, where they could easily name a street after you. Why is that? What is the experience actually? What exactly is the story with Alaska and Vusi Mahlasela?
Oh man, it was so great. I was traveling with Mongezi and we're doing a duo. And 5 places, small islands there and there. And then we took a boat, the States to go there. It was really great tour, man. And people came, watched us, and then they loved the music, bought the CDs.
Jeez.
And that was the first time I came to see a live bear in Alaska.
Here it is.
And then it
Not in a zoo.
It just came from we were traveling with the car. And then there's like a sort of like a bit of a jungle. It just came from there.
Crossing the street.
then there was hey, there's a bear. And we're like, wow. And we want to see that. I said, hey man, let's go.
Hey man, we don't have bears roaming the streets in Mamelodi.
Yeah, and then there's this guy who invited us to his house there in Alaska. So you have to walk there, and it's a bit of a mountain, whatever. And it's like, okay. He had created like a special toilets that, sort of, you carry things and go down road somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything was wood and all that. And he had elk, the meat. Yes. And he says, sometimes the bears, they come around here. You open the door, they are there.
Hey, man. So you feed them.
There's a dog, and then you hear by the dog barking, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was telling us the story about the dog and everything, whatever. So now I wanted to relieve myself, So I said, nah, you can just go out, there, just help yourself there. Then I went there. While I was busy urinating, the dog came. I thought it was a bear. I ran into there with my trousers. I came into the house. What? And the trousers fall down. What's happening? There's a bear. No, man, it's Udi. That's our dog. Oh my God!
I can imagine you have endless stories like this.
Man, I was so terrified.
Yes.
That dog looked like... they were telling me the stories about bears and what, and, and if you see it, just don't do anything, you can just...
That's why you didn't pull your pants up.
Oh, man.
Jeez. But do you have a sense of why the people of Alaska love your music?
Well, normally there are promoters who are sort of like really traveling quite a lot, shopping for acts, whatever. So they've seen us performing somewhere, the festival in the States. So the promoter from Alaska brought us there.
Yeah.
So, and then before you go there, you do like interviews. So the people, they should know about you before, and then they play the music and whatever. And then, they sell the thing is that there, if you're going to make a show, they sell, they call it like you are going to perform to do a tour in the next fall. So they sell the show the year before, 6 months before.
Yeah.
Everybody has got its piece of work to do. So around me, there is like 5 entities.
Jeez.
It's a record label.
Yeah.
It's a management. It's a publicist, booking agent, and the tour manager.
It's a big deal.
They all work around, and everybody does his or her duty.
It's a different story.
And the transport person.
Of course, you're a road manager. Yes.
So they know their story. And then if
organized.
If you go to perform, at least you must have sold 50%.
Before.
Before. If you didn't sell more than 50%, they cancel the show.
Jeez. Yeah. We've just seen that now
because
in South Africa.
That you have to do it, and then the rest, it will be the walk-in. But you must positively sell overboard of 50. So I've done it all. I've sold because I had the best working around me.
True.
And they know their territories very well.
It's amazing, eh? Yeah. There
was a time I did 29 shows in a month. But sometimes I'll do 2 shows, like going to do shows at the colleges for students in the morning, and then workshops, travel and all that. And then sometimes, you travel, and when you get there, it's a show day and everything. 29 shows.
That's crazy.
Sometimes I'm traveling alone. They just give me a book of a tour, of a map that we're going to be in this place, the sound check this time. So I have to take myself to the airport, take a taxi, or Uber, everything, or a bus, or a ship, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you have
to and then I have to get myself there.
And you're in a foreign land.
I'm in a foreign land. I travel alone. Me, my suitcase, and guitar. At one point, I was in Mississippi. It was in Mississippi, no. What town was that? Anyway, I was doing the show there. So I was at the hotel. Then I took a taxi. I went to the place, going to do the sound check. When I get there, the place is closed. And I was like, then the guy who works there at the NAP was coming to open. And he's like, hey man, how are you, man? Yeah, can I help you? He said, no, yes, I'm Vusi. I'm performing here. This is my poster.
Yes.
I'm here for sound check. I said, what, man? Oh, you are a day early, man. It is tomorrow.
You're a day early.
You are a day early. You're a day early, man. It is tomorrow. Oh, man. No, this is great. You love your job, man. No, I'm going to tell my boss. And then tomorrow, I went back to the hotel. And tomorrow when I came, he told the boss. This
guy was here yesterday,
bought
man.
2 tables for his friends. They come to see this guy who loves his job so much.
Who came a day early.
You know?
Wow. You've worked with the likes of with Joseph Shabalala.
I taught with the
Lady Smith.
Lady Smith Black Mambazo in the UK and also in the States. And sometimes with that freak weatherman in the UK. It's another weather. But we traveled with our own chefs, you know,
Jeez.
2 buses, the crew, and the artist, and then the manager, and good hotels.
It's a
and
big
everything.
deal, eh?
It's a big deal.
It's a proper tour.
Proper tour. I've done also proper tour also with other artists in that regard. And then Baba Joseph Shabalala used to call me to his room and said, when I can see that, you know, umkhulu and you're going far. So every time before the show, come in the room, we must pray together.
Yeah.
So I used to pray together with him before going on stage. So he taught me how to pray before I go on stage.
For the show.
Yeah, so that prayer, I still do it even today.
Incredible, eh?
Yeah.
He had such an incredibly successful career.
Yeah.
And he still believed in the simple, let's pray before the show.
I've earned myself quite a lot of, fans as well when I was traveling with the Lady Smith Black Mambas because I was doing the opening act. Just me, the guitar.
Jeez.
After the show, who is this guy? And when I'm signing CDs, they will come. Person will buy like 10 CDs.
What?
This is for my cousin. This is for my wife. I must sign. And then the box will be finished.
Of course.
Before I'm going to the next. So I have to phone the manager or maybe I'm with me, said, send the box or 2 boxes to the next venue.
Incredible.
Yeah. And then I traveled also with the guy they used to play with the legendary
who is this?
It's you. I feel good. So good. So James Brown.
James Brown, of course.
Yeah.
This is a man's world.
That's right. So we did the tribute the tour. The show was called Black and Proud.
Hey.
Yeah. So
it's a big black conscious show.
Yeah. So the guy was a music director, whatever. So he invited me to the tour, and he used to call me Vusi.
Hey.
Vusi. So and then with that guy who play ba 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 da da di dum ba 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 ba.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yes. I've just forgot the name. Yeah, I just told it. So I used to travel with them in the tour bus.
I'm surprised you never ended up living in America or living elsewhere outside South Africa.
For me, I didn't see it coming. It was always nice to go there and work and come back home because there were other responsibilities for me here at home.
Yes.
But I do have a social security number.
You do?
On the States,
in
yes.
the US?
Yes.
You're part American citizen.
I can have a citizenship
anytime. I never thought of it.
No. I stayed in Sweden a bit.
For how long?
That was not much. I think maybe 4 or 5 months. But I was always going there for almost like 10 years or so. And then I had a band there called Jive Connection. So there is a release.
It's a 2023 release.
Face to Face. That's the music that we've recorded before, so it was remixed.
When I saw it
and put in a vinyl, it is in a vinyl.
When I saw it, it's like he has a 2023 release that we know nothing about,
yes.
And then I realized that it's an old release. This
but they've remixed it and make it more this remixed stuff.
Of course, yes.
And then also it's on vinyl as well, LP.
Incredible, eh? You've had such an amazing career. Serious, one would not think, D. It's I always look at what you've done and what you've achieved, and I say this: what you do is do you recognize that you're a rare artist? The stuff that you do and the music you make is very different from anyone else. I don't think anyone is able to do what you do, or at least try to replicate.
No, definitely. But I know there is these two guys in Mamelodi. And then they're doing some performances. They sing my music.
Really?
Yeah. And then sometimes they even have guys are phoning me. Hey, bravos. I was singing a song. The people love it. They always call me to come and perform your songs.
Hey, man.
And it's got that, thing of telling me that. Like, okay, let me not,
So I guess you let them.
So.
Which one of your songs, I know this is a trick question because you've done so many tracks, you think is by far the most favorite every time you perform outside South Africa? Which one do people gravitate towards almost immediately? Oh, you know how we do as musicians. It looks like a we. You do it last.
Yeah, that's When You Come Back. When you ring the bells, when you come back. The beat of the drums, when you come back. Yeah, some they've even now adopted it. They're calling, we'll bring the girls when you come back. We'll drink the rum.
When you come back.
When you come black.
I'm sure you know this. And I don't know if SAA used to give you royalties, because I think they had to. That every time a plane comes to South Africa, you come from America or wherever in the country, in the world. Yeah. And they play music. They play music maybe in when the plane is about to land.
That's right.
And then it settles on the tar, and they would then play the song.
When you come back.
When you come back.
When you come back home.
Uh-huh.
You come back home. Yes, I've experienced that also when I was coming back, and then they will play it.
It's like, hey, that's my song.
And then
I wonder if they still do it.
Those who are serving in the plane, what do you call it?
The flight attendants.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they go to the microphone and, ladies and gentlemen, we are one of our great inside here, Mr. Vusi Mahlasela. This is the song that's him that's playing it. And then they want to, can you please stand up?
We'll play me.
Hey,
and the seat belt is still on.
Yeah,
but no, he can stand up. Wow.
And then people will say, no, that's a beautiful song. And then when I get off at the conveyor belt, going to get your bag, and then some will come, I'm from America, I'm from this. I heard the song. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Where can I buy the music?
Yeah.
Where are you performing? I said, okay, this is where I'll be performing, and then they will come.
They will come, eh?
Mm.
Jeez. I must tell you, that for me is always a special moment. When you're traveling from overseas and you land in South Africa, and the first song you hear, when
you come back.
When you come back. In 1993, there's a concert you did. Maibuye or something like that, or about reconciliation or coming back home. Let me check if my notes will tell me exactly what. Yes, Maibuye Africa. Is there a show like that you guys did?
Maibuye is a song.
It's a song. Remember, in 1993, we were.
Okay, that one. It is actually the show that was done by Julian Bahula.
Ah, there we go. Yes.
Unity 91.
Mm-hmm.
Maibuye.
Yes.
It was Unity 91. It was the FNB.
You were a part of that
I
show.
was part of that, yes.
Those were some of the very
Organizing,
early
yes.
big shows
Yes.
in towards the new South Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the feeling like of this very eminent new dawn? I mean, we use the word new dawn very loosely now. Very eminent new dawn.
Now we're going to the moon.
Well, now we're going to the moon. There's a moonshot. Sounds like
There's a
an
moon-
alcohol.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? During the time when what was it called? The seven, when Mandela and the Sisulu,
Yes.
when they came back from
Governor
prison.
Becky and all that.
Yeah.
time.
What
Yes.
was it called?
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also there was a big rally at FNB. More than 90 people. Whatever.
Yes, 90,000 people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 90,000
Yes.
people. Yes. And I remember I was performing, there's a song I used to perform and then also making jokes about, the Afrikaners, politicians and things like that. People love that song. It was called Wordy Donkey.
Okay.
Play Wordy Donkey as a wonderlijke thing.
It sounds already
They
naughty.
spring so hoog and poop so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll joke about the politicians having bride and Kom Carolina Jong.
Then you're talking about the Afrikaner politicians.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then the hippos will be outside the stadium. The sound, they'll hear.
They'll hear the song.
Yeah, me doing that.
You were daring.
Mocking them. So, yeah, and then we'll play When You Come Back. Just me, alone on the guitar.
Mm.
Jeez. And the Zulus were there. And people will go, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time, eh?
Hey, what a time, man.
Was the mood obviously celebratory, even to you guys as musicians? Because
Yes.
I imagine you had to travel and perform.
Yes. Oh, it was such a great deal, man. It was such a really, very good feeling. And then now knowing that, okay, we're going to be next to, the leaders there, and then you see them at the point whereby, you wanted to shake their hands, but there are bouncers there. You cannot, But one time I remember we were doing at Jabulani Amphitheater. And then I was playing with my band. While we were busy playing, I think they was playing a red song, My Song of Love, My Song of Love. And then Mandela came.
Yeah.
And then he came on stage while we were playing, shaking our hands. I was playing guitar to shake
Stop.
the drama of one hand and shake, It was such a moving thing. And
Wow.
Brasipo Sticks was there as well.
Yes.
And one time I was also performing for the Queen of Denmark
Jeez.
at the State Theatre. And Mandela also was there.
Yeah.
So Mandela and the Queen of Denmark, they came to the changing room
Say, hey,
to come and,
How are you,
shake my
boss?
hands. Yes.
we love your music.
Very much so. One time I was coming back from the tour in the States. The story of the conveyor belt as well. As I was waiting for my bags, switched on my phone. My phone rang. Vusi Mahlasela. Hey. Oh, where are you? I'm at the airport. Oh, please don't tell us you're going.
Oh.
I said, now, just arrived. I'm waiting for my bag. Who's speaking? He said, I'm phoning from Mandela House Foundation. Tata wants to see you.
Hey, my daughter.
Actually, he didn't mention Mandela. He said, Tata wants to see you. It's like, who's Tata?
I don't know that.
Yeah, who's Tata? No, the Mandela, Madiba. So I said, he wants to see you. Can you please pass by here before going home, please?
Hey, man.
I was like, wow.
Just
Okay,
like that.
okay, just like that. I said, okay, fine. And they gave me the address and everything. Then
It's on the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then he came. He said, oh, Vusi, how are you?
What was the reason?
How was your tour? Yeah, thank you for really representing us there.
Wow.
Then we went in there. We took so no. The reason was that he was going to ask me to become the Mandela ambassador for 666.
Oh, that time.
Yes.
That time.
And you cannot say no.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody can say no to that.
And then he asked me, he said, do you know this tall man, Mahlasela? He's from Guinea. comes down. He's a tall man. Yeah, he was a teacher, very respectful. He always wear hats, and then when he greets, he will take off his hats. Very respectful. Mahlasela. I said, you? So no, I don't know him, but
we share the surname.
yeah. Said, okay, what I will be doing in the next since we were back here? So, no, I'm doing a performance for the AIDS Foundation thing somewhere in Pretoria on this day. And said, Geraldine, can you check me that? Can you check for me what am I doing on this date? Vusi is performing in Pretoria, whatever. Cancel everything. I'm going there.
What?
I was like, wow.
Moments like that must make you realize what you've achieved.
And then the day of the show,
yes,
I was there going to do the sound check, and then there was 3 sets of police.
Jeez.
The one with sniffer dogs.
Of course.
And then there came another pair of security to come and check for bombs and everything, whatever. And then the third also they came, then they talked to make us to go out there.
I know
they put that machine,
Yeah, of course.
Detector, yeah.
Metal detector.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and then when the show started, people were coming in. They had to go through that. I was like, what kind of a show it is that we have to go through this? What's going on here? And then we were not allowed to mention that Mandela is coming.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise.
To everyone.
Yeah, and then once Mandela came in, everybody was like, woo, wow.
Did he come to stage?
No. So there was a special seat in front that we put in, and it came with Grasa.
Yes.
Mama Grasa.
Wow. I know. Come on. You have to know what is Nganga, man. If I were you and Mandela said, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I'll be home having dinner. Geraldine, tell everyone I'm coming. I'm having dinner with David. I would think I'm the man. Surely you must. When you look at what you've achieved, now, many years later, with so many stories and so tours around the world, having given Paul Simon your guitar and he struggled with it, all of that. What do you say to that boy that would take kitten strings and then try to make a guitar from nothing?
Yeah. And it was just more of a toy for me to play with. I didn't know that it was going to take me to these heights.
That's why I ask. Now, in hindsight, when you look back, what do you say to Ntwana?
Yeah, Ntwana, and I think that was like a roadmap for me.
Yeah.
To channel me to where I am right now. But something, it's not up to, sort of what I was looking for, because now somewhere along the way, I'm told, okay, I think you've done enough.
Really?
Yeah, so we have to make you do some stuff.
Different things.
And then a spiritual call, a calling.
Yes.
I was always running away.
Okay.
And then I went to ZCC. Shapam Kuku, everything, whatever.
You had
yeah, but when I trying to do it means
not here.
I didn't want to listen. Then I started feeling it now. My legs were heavy on me. I was traveling also in the youth. And my feet will be, and I have to get that giant love to go to the hotel so that I can rest. And when I'm sleeping on the bed, I wouldn't sleep, man.
Yeah.
My feet will be tensing, and so I had to move from the bed at the hotel to sleep on the floor.
Yo.
That's when then my feet will, okay.
Yeah.
If I go in the bed again, whoa, I won't sleep.
Yeah, man.
My feet will be dancing like hell.
Were you aware what was going on?
Even at home, and the same thing. They said, no, Mna, it's a sign.
Really?
And I was like, and
sure.
Until it was tough. So I couldn't move My feet was, if you had, there was some needles, whatever, but no, kidney nerves. Got doctoring.
Of course.
The city nerves, they've got me with the remote control. Like, they don't know. So it is the spiritual attack that I was talking about.
Yeah. It's back.
Yeah, but now
those epileptic attacks.
Yeah, they take me back. They take me to the hospital and whatever, to the doctors, where high sugar, diabetes, nothing, everything, whatever. And no, we want to hear you are not going to travel anymore until you do this.
What exactly are you expected to do?
I agreed to go to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not a young man.
No. And now it was the way, mama.
Sure.
And it was a challenge.
Sure.
And then I was also put on dialysis.
Yes. Oh no.
So I'll go to the dialysis and then go Togo for Toasakire, Kiwele dialysis, go that's the dialyzing. Then from there it was really difficult.
What? And did you understand at this stage that you had to answer this call? You had no choice.
I now understood, because when you're in pain, that's when you're having a conversation with God.
And you can't avoid it.
Yeah. And then that's when they were talking to me.
And wasn't it enough that you were in some way directing their messages through music?
Well, even right now, I'm not supposed to be here or doing this, but I had to ask.
Sure.
No, please, if you also can allow me to do.
Yeah.
I said, okay, fine. We'll allow you for Nakwana.
Yes.
Go and do that. But there is this. And our faith, son.
So you still have the twasa part, or is it?
Pila is not the twasing. It's they give things to me, Kalitor and everything. Just like the tube. The problem is that I went to twasa get twisting memo, and they said no, you are not supposed to go there, because when I was Masadi, your ancestors are no, you are outside Masadi.
Yeah.
So Nasat are not until we born into, but that's what I pay. Then the Kimo to Minangolwala, I had 3 kids who get them on the film. Be paid that in everything and all that.
Jesus.
Go to the hospital.
You've seen hell, Mos.
Yeah, and then at the hospital there, Steve Biko, I couldn't talk. My voice was gone. My eyes were like white, And and then the reception there, my 2 guys from my foundation, Dr. Lance Nawa and Sipiwe Ngwenya, who's also with the Kalima Mutland. He's the chairman of my foundation. We're supposed to, they came to see me. Then I couldn't do anything. I was sick that day.
Sure.
They said, no, we must take you to the hospital, chief.
Yeah.
Whether Onyaka Mara more outside, Wanyaka but outside. And they took me there, they phoned the CEO.
Yeah.
Yes, people phoned the CEO, because the CEO of the hospital, hey, I'm bringing this person there. I feel that there, it was something else. Sitting there for a bit of a long time, and then from there I would say an more thing. I could hear them talking about me. But I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And they say, no more Sanamoto. There's nobody. I think we just have to give him some few things and go home.
Just to make him comfortable.
Yeah, and then he must just go and say goodbye to the family.
When is this?
And I'm hearing this.
Is this
just before COVID?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it towards the time when you had to record?
To the record, yes. So, and I could hear them.
Yeah. When they say, there's no idea.
Deciding my fate, that no, there's nothing we can help him. This is over. You can see these are doctors. And then all of a sudden there's this woman who came, the nurse. I know this man. This is a jazz musician. Man, Vusi Mahlasela. Yeah. And the one doctor said, do you know this man? I said, yeah. This is the famous man. Then the doctor took a phone and started Googling and said, we are amongst a celebrity.
They're seeing a celebrity.
Yeah, and I said, how old is he? 55.
Yeah.
No, but he's still very young. We can take him.
Mm.
And the CCO came and said, okay, I want you guys to help this guy. And you could hear, I couldn't do anything whatever. That is why they said, when you are sick, a person when he's sick, all the organs, they can die, everything, whatever. But the last thing to die is the hearing.
Mm-hmm. You
hear perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk bad, he hears you.
Yeah.
And that is why they said, talk to that person. Even if it doesn't do anything. But the hearing is the last thing that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear them perfectly.
Sure. But you couldn't do anything. You couldn't say anything.
I couldn't say anything. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is the end of me.
Wow.
And then they took me to intensive care unit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, when the night comes, because we're about the other patients, maybe we had 8 people in there. Then you'll hear different songs. People were crying. Men. Oh, hey, nah.
Hey.
Wow, among us for
not with these people.
Yeah.
So did you ask to be transferred?
No, I couldn't do anything.
I forget.
Yeah, I was helpless. And then it's in the morning, I already paid that. I got some sangoma, but if told. It's a lapatla, I am pinning on a kitty guy.
Sure.
So then I think after some few days, my manager from the States flew from the States. She came and said, no, I want the best care for this man. Because this man, high.
True.
It's a hardworking man, so please.
Yeah, make sure.
Who's the best doctor? But no, the doctor, no, none sure at the time. And then, I want to transfer, I want the best care for this man. Well, there at the still because, it's just that it's like a cow. When you milk it, you have to share it with everybody.
That's true. It's an academic hospital.
It's because of labor. You must share things and all that.
Yeah.
And then they took me and was transferred. And now those doctors came out and said, oh, this one is an upgrade. I could hear them talking, oh, this one is an upgrade.
Yes.
So I was taken to Medforum.
Wow.
And the
better
professor,
care.
Better care and everything and all that.
Yeah.
And then, you pay, things get done.
Unfortunately, it's a society we've created.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I came out of there. I was still on a wheelchair. And then from there...
That's when you were called to go and perform and rather than sing with other artists.
No, and then I still have to undergo the traditional process.
Yeah.
So now this time it was from that woman. Then I have to. They showed me I have to go to Ntatomong. So they are going, and from there until I finished, and then they brought me home.
Were you getting stronger? Could you see that you're getting stronger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come and take care for dialysis.
Yes.
3 times a week.
Sure. How?
So now I'm just going 2 times. So
it's getting better and better and better.
Yeah. And I'm performing. It's all good.
So you're strong now.
I'm strong, man. I run all that. They said, you see, you've done what we wanted us to do, so we'll give you your life back. It is us who have made you to be sick.
Do they require, I'm referring to ancestors now, you to be practicing your calling? Because sometimes some people acknowledge it for what it is. They go through the process.
Yeah, no, because it is not all that when you do that process that you have to be an inyanga who's going to use the bones or heal people. No, everybody's got different gifts.
Yeah.
They put you on that passage because there is a certain specific thing that they want you for.
That's it, yeah.
So mine was not to say, no, Twanturuki, it's about old, and twice he said, no, this was not that.
Yeah.
I have to finish that so that they show me some things that I must. When I say some lessons I learned late in life, there are some lessons they show me. So this is what we wanted you to do so that you know.
So you're saying there's still a different path for you. There's a different path for you that's still coming, that we haven't known of.
I'm in it, but it is sort of not vividly manifests itself fully.
Jeez.
Because you said, okay, you've asked that you must do what you love most. We'll give you, but know that we have borrowed you. You are borrowed when we need you now.
Are you willing to tell us what this path is?
No, I don't think it will be. It will be more like, when you are taking a pension.
When you retire.
Yeah. So they make you retire so that now you've done enough of this side. We want you to come and save this side.
Are you likely to have this album as your last then?
I still love doing music. And there are still a lot of songs that are coming.
You still hear
It's like they've opened up the pump now. Sometimes I just woke up and it's like, oh, man.
There's another one.
Yeah. And then I've just recorded. So, yeah, it's like
there's a lot more music you're hearing. Is there a theme to the music? Is there a particular direction? Is it similar to the album you're releasing now?
Hence, I'm saying that, there is every sickness needs healing.
Yes.
And it is not only just physical, but spiritually as well. People are wounded spiritually.
That's true.
And they need to get some kind of relief. So, with comforting words, with messages that can sort of really make them understand that no, they can better their lives by resetting the gift that is within the innermost of ourselves.
Yeah. Imagine if all of us answered the call to the gift.
We have different
Imagine
gifts.
if we all...
Nobody's a copy of anybody.
Imagine if all of us were aware of the gift and we lived up to it.
We live up to it. This world will be a better place. But there are those who are sort of like really willing to take that gift from you and steal it.
Eish.
But at the end,
Next, eh? Yeah. Amazing. Wow. Well, we can't wait. Hopefully one day you'll say, hey, Muna Mashawela, I have a new announcement. This is the new part.
I'm looking forward to that, but I'm so grateful that I've been given a chance to do what I love most. And here is a new offering, but it has sort of embodied quite a lot of things and very positive things.
That's true.
Because of the journey that has really made me to travel to be here. And to open up my eyes, and the more to be able to say to people, things are not as you can change the situation if you want.
Yeah, whatever situation you're in.
Yes.
However bad it may be.
However bad it may be, just don't be desperate.
Yeah,
because you'll make mistakes.
Such an important lesson.
You'll be in a bubble. You'll get trapped.
That's true. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on something. You performed at the baseline for a long time, once a week. Tell me about that time. What was that? What exactly was that arrangement?
Hey, baseline, it was like a home for music for me. I did solos. I did a duo with Louis Mahlasela. We even recorded a live album at the baseline, the then baseline in Milpark. Yeah, it's called Live Vusi and Louis Mahlasela. Live at the baseline. At the baseline, yes.
Is it a recorded and released album?
Yes, a released album.
Wow,
okay. Check
yes, it's available. Yes.
Yeah, it's available.
Yeah.
And then, we were electrifying, man. We were. And I remember we used to fill up the place. Sometimes okay, do I have to do it in the street?
Jeez.
Put the stage in the street. So Baseline was a really home for musicians, home for music. So quite a lot of artists were coming and showcasing their work there. Oh, the late Vusi Mahlasela, Andile Yanana, many a lot of creams of artists, even us performing with other, artists here. There was also this artist, the movement called the African Sparking.
Yeah.
The free, something like it was a movement of the Afrikaners musicians who were liberal.
Wow, and they were performing at the Baseline.
Yeah, some of them did, and we performed with them, just like the late James Phillips.
Yes.
And with Johannes Karkoral. Yes, and then those are the guys who are very, 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 what do you call? Yeah, very liberal, and their messages in the songs.
Yeah.
They were against the system, of apartheid.
Yeah.
They wrote stuff that really addresses and criticizing the then regime, the government.
Yeah.
And then we've had Bokus Kombeis, Bob Pitt, I did as a show that I did with one of the Afrikaans balladeer.
Okay.
What's her name again? We did a show called Kopano.
Okay.
Yeah. Samkom Kopano.
Yeah. Samkom.
Yeah, there's an Afrikaans balladeer, Lorika Ralgo. Yeah.
Jeez.
So I performed with Lorika, and then she sang one of my songs, Yes, Speedy. Pasimanyana, Yesut, Pasimanyana, Simanyana, Balela Boroko.
And this is an Afrikaner lady.
Yeah, she sang that, and I also sang one of a song. En die donker gang is allig wat skyn, maar die vlam is delicaat en fyn.
Jeez.
En ek het verlang na die lentetyd op my oom se plaas sonder elektrisiteit, load shedding.
So many years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. You've had an incredible career. What do you still hope for South Africa? When you look at this country, and all its trouble.
It's a beautiful country, and then it has a lot to offer. Only if leaders can open their eyes and their ears, and then I think that spirit of revelation to visit them, that we can still, make this country to be a better place to live in.
Yeah.
The song Tongana, which is more of Vusi Mahlasela's classics, that talks about a great shepherd who used to read. He was very much versed with the law of the jungle. He could read animal tracks, emulate the birds and everything, whatever. He was very smart. And then he will protect the animals, by playing this traditional instrument with one string. So when is the time for the animals to go, the cows to go to drink water, he will play it softly. They know that it's time. They must go to the river to drink water.
Okay.
When it's time to go home, he will play it. And when there are wild animals attacking, he will play that thing very fast. Then they know that there's a danger coming that side. They will run to him.
Yeah.
So he was really protecting with it. So we need leaders who are more like shepherds.
Yeah.
We have to be more like shepherds to protect us from drugs coming into the country. The looting and many things that are not good for us in the country.
It's true.
To protect us.
Yeah.
We need leaders who are more like shepherds.
Something I read about leadership, it says that it's hard true leaders and great leaders are those who loved their people.
Yes.
Because
that's so
that
true.
is a true essence of leadership. Everything you think of is about the people first.
Yeah.
And how to look after them.
How to look after them.
Yeah. Okay, that's when you describe that shepherd, that's really what he did. He was about, protecting and making sure that everyone was okay first.
That's right. We had them, but I don't know what went wrong.
Yeah.
But I think there are still also other good people out there.
It's not all lost.
It's not all lost. Only if they can hear the message, open up their eyes and, and just let that spirit of revelation to make them really aware that, no, the people needs to be done with fairness.
That's true.
Because fairness matter.
You speak of fairness also in the description of this album. You speak of fairness. You speak of the law being fair for everyone. You speak of those principles. So,
yes.
So clearly these are things that you carry with you on a daily basis.
Very much so.
We've had that day, Vusi Mahlasela today. I think we've been very lucky. I think so many people tried to help to get you here. It's actually quite interesting. The minute I expressed interest, it was like everybody was like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll sort it out.
Wow,
from bread to tabang chilwani, everybody said, no, don't worry. We got this.
Yeah.
So I guess this was meant to happen. The minute it crossed my mind, then, there was a lot of help.
When you have people around you with so much passion and loving what we're doing, it's really good to see that, some of my works, or not some of my works, when you see your works goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
That you are doing actually something.
South Africans love your work. I guess the rest of the world loves your work even more. But we truly appreciate it. And I will forever mention where you're from because we are from the same hood. And thank you very much, Tata Mahlasela. We have to call you doctor. You don't seem to care about that title.
No, me, I don't those the title, no. Yeah. And I think those sometimes they call it, hey, you're a star. No, I'm not. I'm just a firefly.
Yes. You just happen to have light.
Yeah. And then I think what I've been called to do for, because they've really ironed me and also reassured and reminded me that all those things that you've been singing, writing, who do you think you're getting them from?
Yes.
It's us.
Were you aware of that all this time?
Served.
Were you aware of that all this time? Were you only realizing that?
Yes,
now?
I became aware because of, I remember there was one woman who said, Wena, why is it about
This is a random person. Is this someone you know?
Go mabena kwane. Go chemist yeah.
Khona ka mo.
Yeah, ke tsena mona no ke nyaka something. Ke sa le mo monya ka re, "Oh, shitelango itla kwana. Come here. You know what you have to do. I'm not going to give you anything." but you haven't even had to rikinyaka. No, I'm not going to give you anything. You know what you must do. You think the songs and everything to do, this guy who's giving you. Go and do what they're asking you to do.
Hey, when you hear such messages, what did you do with that?
I came with the tail in my...
Because what do you do with that?
And I was with this guy who was traveling with me. He said, hey, bro. Marutukutweze, bro. I don't know. This time, please.
Go do something. Yeah. Did you find that?
I didn't, but until they put
that's why I'm asking.
I did until they put the remote control.
That's why I'm asking. Or did you find this is a bad.
Sometimes it is the fear,
Yeah.
Because when you hear that, no, but just the details, a lot of things about no. Basokodiswa, kidikobela, we was so and all that, and then from there, there's a lot of things, but exaggerate,
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and then that fear, no, me, I rather get go.
Yeah. Go try to dispel this, to remove it.
To remove it, but I can feel like kwa mpotse,
So here's Vusi Mahlasela, one man who was once fired by ZCC. That's your story. They said you're not one of us.
Well, I wouldn't say, fired or whatever. They just told me that,
where to go.
Because, that church is also very spiritual. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
And then they understand, the Lotas Soto, and then they've got a very special, respectable and the way of dealing with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Lotas Moya, Katas Moya, Umoya out. So that is why now we don't have to listen to any laws or anything that's coming outside. We must just get things that are more for us.
Yeah.
And the directives that are from our grandfathers and grandmothers, the forebearers.
You said it. There's no way I can conclude this and not talk about the music of Mamelodi. Why is it that we're able to produce such great artists? What is it about? Is it the water we drink, Mamelodi? Why is it that we're talking about you, talking about Bradon, we're talking about Malombo, and I'm sure there's more. Philip Tabane, of course.
Bahula.
Yes.
And then also
Bradon.
on the choral side, the Makhalemele, Mr. Mike Makhalemele. So, yeah.
What was it about
Mamelodi? It's a place. That's why the name Mamelodi, mother of melody.
Yes.
Remember, but there was a time, I think I was told this story that, sometimes, how Mamelodi got its name. Because during the time of apartheid, got Deneboom. Why it said it is Deneboom, there was this tree with long thorn.
Okay.
They are white. Yeah, they are clever, so it's sticky.
Yeah.
So they were called Deneboom.
Okay.
Because of those trees.
Yeah.
And there, around it, there was a German woman doctor who was working there at the surgery. And then because she loved the music of people of Vlakfontein.
Because that's what the plus was called. Yes.
And she will go to weddings and parties, and then she will hear the music, people singing. And during her time when she was working, during her work time at the surgery, she will whistle the songs and hum the songs that she heard from the people in Vlakfontein.
Yeah. And
the people referred as going to the doctor to Mamelodi.
Oh.
And they said, go bona doctor, no,
Mamelodi. She was forever whistling the songs of the people.
Yeah, so that story was told by one gentleman, Mr. Mpoko. It's no longer, he has passed on. So, yeah.
It could be one of the many possible stories.
Yeah, because of Vlakfontein, but it was also supposed to be Mangolwane.
Really? That ended up being a school.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I know a school name
was
Mangolwane.
also supposed to be
Mamelodi.
Yeah. So.
Okay. That story will be revealed. And
that's I said, like Mamelodi is like a country.
Yeah.
Not of a history.
That's true.
So we also heard that Winston Churchill passed there. They ate pap and moroho. Yeah.
Tell me quickly, did you ever had any relationship with Malombo, for example? Did you have any collaboration with any of the Mamelodi artists?
When I launched the Vusi Mahlasela Music Foundation, that was in 2000. I called Bra Philip, and then he came, and then we collaborated.
Oh.
And then that was, when speaking of this, I don't know, which means this thing, it was already there a long time. Because when we did that collaboration, I remember I came with Mpepa.
Iban.
Then we banned Mpepa on stage.
So somebody
then I play with me. I don't know that idea came from where.
But you did it.
Yes. Came pepper, some pepper. People were like, and it was very electrifying that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a guy who came with cameras and then filmed the whole thing.
I hope
And
those
then,
are still around.
unfortunately, they broke. They broke at his house and they took the cameras and everything.
Oh no!
So that history is gone.
That's special moment.
Yeah.
So do you have any other recording with the Philip Taban?
No.
That was it.
No. But he used to phone me. Said, "Hey, Mahlasela, you know, yeah, but I understand the
Exactly.
So I had to go to him and okay, it's all right, and then he will go for his stuff,
Of course. And yes. Wow. A very special musician, eh?
Yeah, that was very special. There was a story about Brother Philip. Go inside the house and he will bring the spear and the gun. And I said, choose, you want to die Gaspedi or Gaskoa?
You decide. Jeez. Amazing.
Yeah,
Ever done any work with Bradon?
No. Yes, we've just shared the stage many times.
Yes.
And then there was a talk also coming from him that he wanted us to do some shows together. And I suggested that, okay, I'll prefer that we do national tours, but it should be theaters.
Okay, yeah.
Still waiting.
I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure it'll be easy.
Not busy, but now I'm busy.
Yes.
So I'm performing at Moretela Park on the 7th, Tribute Festival, and the 28th.
Is it 7th of October?
7th of October.
Yes.
Yes, at Moretela Park, Mamelodi, and then the 28th, Tembisa Jazz Festival. And on the 1st, it's Walmart.
Okay. What is that? I read about
at the market. It's Walmart has been there for a long time. It's a festival, but yes, I'll be opening for the Jazz Pioneers and the Mahotela Queens.
Jeez.
Doing a duo.
All these are coming back again, eh?
It's coming back. All these are coming back again. They said, you see, it's all
Yes,
yeah.
Bravo, Susngang.
Thank you very please.
This has been special, eh? It was like being home. Come on, man.
No, thank you very much, man. But one thing that I will ask, that I've asked you, please check Ernest Cole.
I should.
And do also some special feature about it.
About the work of
Dade Cole. Wakantil.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said doesn't live very far from my mother's house, so we should go find out exactly what that story is all about.
Definitely.
I
think the one street should be named after him.
Should be. Arsana Stadium. It's a story for another day. Sharp. Thank you, man. We were in Mamelodi today. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you very please. And then the album Umoya is there.
Umoya, yes. Yeah. It's available now. It's available. Yeah, by the time we put this up, it'll be available.
Official release today.
Yes.
Yes.
What a special day. And I told you,